So often we don't tell what happened because we can't tell. I don't know about you, but I was told they would do more terrible things if I ever told anyone, and I believed them for way too long. There finally came a time when keeping the secret was just too painful, and it had taken over my life. I tried to drown it with alcohol. I tried to suffocate it with drugs. I tried to pray it away with religion, but until I was able to talk with someone, until I was able to unburden myself, it all just kept swirling in my head and writhing about in my gut. It was not until I met one safe, trauma informed professional and was able to tell my story that my life began to change. After I trusted one person with my story, I started learning that I could make decisions about my life and not have to jump when some abuser said jump. I'm so grateful that now I can tell you with certainty that there is a life to be lived after childhood trauma. I have to say that it takes work on my part, often heavy duty work, and more often work that I want to shy away from, but in order to unburden myself, I have to do it. If you stick around, another thing you will hear me say repeatedly is that it is well worth the trip. So, here's a little poem that I wrote. Tell your story, sisters, the one they don't want to hear. Tell your story, sisters. Shout it without fear. They may not like the words that make it your own, but tell your story, sisters. You don't have to cry alone. Tell your story, sisters, the one you know to be true. Tell your story, sisters, only your words will do. I want to know what happened, the times you were so hurt. Tell your stories, sisters. When I told, I felt a rebirth. Tell your stories, sisters. Start with the first thing that you see. Tell your stories, sisters. It can make you feel so free. Go anywhere your memory goes when you let yourself think back. Just tell your stories, sisters, so you can see the actual facts. Tell your stories, sisters, the one they don't want to hear. Tell your stories, sisters. Work through those doubts and fears. I will listen to you in silence. I will listen to it all. Tell your stories, sisters, the ones that made you feel so small. In my experience, as I was able to tell more and more of my story and listen to myself, I began to have more compassion and kindness for that little girl who was so hurt. I was able to look at me through a different lens and remind myself again that it was not my fault. Time to tell your story, my sisters? Hey, thanks for listening. If you feel like it, leave a comment and let me know how it's going. Share with other women if you think they might benefit from something here. Until next time, stay safe.